for upgrading your tracksuit to a dinner suit and brushing your hair, but we all know we've got your mum to thank for that. Seriously though, thank you for your kind and not so kind words. It's amazing that you've known Tamar longer than I have, and are not only my best mate, but Tamar's too. We truly value your friendship and look forward to sharing the next chapters of life's journey together. We spent our formative years at UCS, educated ourselves in the school of life, and travelled the world in a drunken stupor. So you won't be surprised to know I've hardly slept wondering about how many and which of my deep dark secrets you are going to spill. I'm glad you saw sense, lost your nerve, and kept it to the bare minimum. It's truly amazing how far a stern look from Tamar can go. I'd always dreamed of a hangover at stag in Vegas, but alas, the dream will go on, forever unfulfilled. Even given our previous exploits, to wake up on the floor of an apartment hotel in the wastelands of Newcastle plumbed new depths. I'm just relieved both of your stags are still to come, and I vow to make your pre-wedding jaunts as humiliating and painful as can be. Thank you for always being by my side, and thank you to my ushers and mates for making it a weekend I'll never forget. Laura, as predicted, you look truly magnificent and the definition of elegance. You are meticulous in everything you do. And unsurprisingly, our wedding day has been planned to absolute perfection. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for making it everything we could have wished for and so much more. From our first meeting, you've always welcomed me with open arms and treated me like your second son. Don't let Daniel hear though, as he already protested he's now your third favourite boy behind Lenny and I. That's another story. Once I decided to propose, I was a bundle of nerves deliberating how to persuade you to let go of your prized possession. But eventually, after one of my not-so-secret trips to Hatton Garden, I summoned the courage. Sheepishly, I uttered, I probably should have asked you earlier, but I'd like to marry Tamar. This was met in typically blunt Laura Lehman fashion. It's a bit late for that. But please take off my hands. To be honest, I thought you'd never ask. And with Laura's approval secured, Tamar's fate was sealed. In your ruthlessly efficient manner, before I'd even left the house, you shortlisted venues, caterers, dates, photographers and videographers, and Operation Savoy was a go. Anyone would have thought you'd been plotting to get rid of Tamar for years, and had just been waiting for an unsuspecting, innocent victim. I'm proud and honoured to be that willing victim, and I promise to love Tamar with all my heart and cherish her forever. Our close affinity means so much to me, and I can't wait to hear those magic Friday night words, Zach, there's a new batch of peanut butter chocolate squares in the freezer for many years to come. With my new bro, I'm lucky, as we were friends before we became family. We went to Nottingham University, and certain shared experiences have brought us even closer together. Daniel, thank you for always being there for Tamar and I, and even though we might protest, the door is always open for you to drop round to steal our leftovers or borrow your Peloton, as long as you promise to stop wearing the Lycra. Our futures are further entwined by my huge investment in your company Sprout, so don't let me down. No pressure, but your sister's entire future depends on it. But seriously, I wish you all the luck in the world, and I'm sure you'll be a huge success. I look forward to a big celebration of your own in the not too distant future. and today is no exception. We're delighted you're all here to celebrate with us, but are united in our grief for those that can't be. Amongst those are Tamar's dad Colin, Auntie Nicole and Uncle Dennis, and my granddad Eric and my dad's beloved mum Doris, who I never met but have felt watching over me every day. I'd like to pay tribute to a man I only met twice, so unfortunately barely knew, but a man I greatly admire. A man whose life would have been made complete by today, and who should have been here, beaming with pride at his beautiful family. Colin's absence leaves a yawning chasm in the heart of all who knew. I fondly recall our first meeting, which is particularly poignant, as it combined two of the loves of my life. My beautiful wife, and my beloved Chelsea. Back in the cat and mouse stage of our relationship, for clarity, I was the mouse. Tamar and I were both in Marbella, and I was invited to spend a day with the Lamans. Now, it may seem convenient that I can recall this banal memory so perfectly, but on the 8th of August 2014, Colin was sat to the right of the TV as Cesc Fabregas played a perfect first-time through ball to Andre Schürrle to send Chelsea 2-1 up against the mighty Burnley.
Come on.
This also means I vividly remember the look Colin gave me as I celebrated uncontrollably, and how quickly his face changed to one of complete besottedness as Tamar walked out dressed for the night. You could see the pride in Colin's eyes and just how much he loved, adored and doted on his beautiful daughter. In that one meeting with Colin, he showed undue interest in me, presumably vetting me for the future, asking questions about my friends and family, likes and dislikes, and I only wish I had the opportunity to have more of those conversations with him. I've heard from countless sources just how special Colin was and how his kindness and generosity knew no bounds. Hearing the testimony of close friends and family at the unveiling of the Colin Lane floor at the new Jewish care home was testament to the incredible impact Colin made on everyone he touched and the legacy he left behind. Colin, I can only dream of becoming half the man you were, but I promise that I will always take care of your baby girl and happily be dragged from shop to shop, credit card at the ready, like I know you were by the Lane ladies. Speaking of ladies, you'd imagine being a big brother to a first-class mechanical engineer would be straightforward. However, anyone who knows my best friend, confidant, and not so little baby sister Paige will know it is anything but.
Here.
Over there, I think you're over there. So when, Paige, I found myself wheeling you through Luton Airport after a skiing injury, collecting from hospital after yet another close encounter with peanuts, and nearly having heart failure when you called from an Australian hospital with heat stroke. The list goes on. With my sister, the motto is always be prepared and expect the unexpected. Paige, you are unique. I absolutely love how close we are and wouldn't change you for anything, despite never quite learning to say no to you. So when you said you always wanted a sister, I found you a perfect one in Tamar. And I love how you have bonded, becoming firm friends, even if it means my chances of winning an argument are slim to none. Watching you mature from my crazy, curly-haired little sister into a gorgeous young woman who is excelling at times fills me with pride. And your determination and self-belief means you'll be running the company before they know it. I love you loads and will always be there for you. Mum, you are incredible. I'm the strongest person I know. You have overcome every challenge thrown your way and live life with a smile on your face. In fact, you were so adamant to prove your strength that you decided with only 4 months until the wedding it would be a great idea to throw yourself down the stairs and break your ankle in 2 places. True to form, 2 months of bed-bound dictatorship, 2 operations, and hours of physio later, combined with your miraculous healing powers, and you bounce back better than ever, and I feel blessed to see you looking so healthy and glamorous. Despite loving her immediately, I think you took some time to fully understand Tamar. Coming from the disorganised chaos of the Linden household and our shoddy timekeeping, you struggled to adapt to Tamar's rigid punctuality. The acid test came on the day of my proposal. You had one simple task. Turn up to Laura's house on time to prepare the room. Couldn't be simpler. Except, an hour before my big moment, you phoned, panicky, saying you'd got the time wrong by an hour, and I had to delay Tamar. Which, as you can all imagine, is easier said than done. It was then I realised Tamar had a lot to learn about becoming a true Linden. My stalling wasn't going well. Tamar was irritated and suspicious that I chose in that precise moment to spring king in the flat, having never lifted a finger before. Her fury was only tempered by the potential I was showing as a cleaner, and somehow we made it without Tamar murdering me, so Mum was forgiven, and the rest is history. I'm eternally blessed to have you as my mum. You are selfless and the glue that holds the Linden family together. Tamar might be amazed that a grown man needs to FaceTime his mum so often, but I promise that I won't stop, and I'll always be there for you as you are for me. I so appreciate everything you've done for me. You are truly inspirational, and I love you more than you'll ever know. So grateful that you decided to turn up today.
You're welcome.
I know it's usually 50-50 whether you'll get out of bed before late afternoon. So you have no idea how relieved I was to see you rock up to the chuppah in the nick of time. Having you as a dad is a little confusing. Technically, you are my dad. But the fact you are more immature and need a constant supervision means that the line is somewhat blurred. What I can say, however, is that you have always given great advice that I try to live by. Visualise what you want, and my favourite, do as I say and not as I do. Don't get me wrong, some of the things you do are so ridiculous, it seems pretty obvious I should be doing the exact opposite. Such as screaming at my Sunday league managers when I didn't get enough game time. Or putting my mates in the boot of your car when we were 12 because they dared to sing an Arsenal song.
Yeah. And look what immaturity is. Thank you, yeah.
Dad, despite your obvious quirks, I know that no matter what, you have the right words at the right time, and that I can always count on you. Your unwavering belief in me has pushed me through my multiple sets of exams, university, and the early years of work, and continues to drive me to be the best person I can be. I'm so grateful for everything you do for Tamar and our family, and I'm proud to not only call you my dad, but my best mate too. On to the star of the show.
Woo!
The main event, my dazzling new wife, Tamar Linden. Without a doubt, she's worried more about my speech than any other part of today. Tamar likes to be in control. And it's not often I get the chance to speak unscripted and uninterrupted, so I'll be sure to make the most of this unique opportunity. In true Tamar fashion though, I was given 3 golden rules I was ordered to obey. Number 1, I must not wing it on the day. Number 2, I must not mention Chelsea being champions of Europe, champions of the world, and I categorically must not mention related trips to Munich, Amsterdam, or Porto. Finally, I must not have a pre-prepared statement relating to Tamar's appearance today, because in her own words, how will you know what I look like if you wrote the speech 3 weeks ago? As requested, the section is blank, but I promise, if I think of anything flattering to say after a few drinks, I'll let you all know. Tamar and I have been friends for years, crossing paths intermittently. She was just one of a host of girls who obviously fancied me. Little did I know that whilst I naively thought we were just acquaintances, Tamar had bigger plans. So much so that she sent in her most loyal and scariest henchman, shout out Terry and Jenna, to interrogate me as to why I hadn't made a move yet, and wasn't reciprocating Tamar's level of interest in me. Whilst Tamar was what you see today, mature, elegant, kind, thoughtful, and obviously stunning, I was an 18-year-old boy not ready for such sophistication. In hindsight, if I could whisper in young Zach's ear, I would tell him to stop being an idiot and count his blessings that someone so amazing would even look in his direction and snap her up immediately. However, like the fool I am, I played the long game and remained in touch until our paths crossed again after university. After 4 failed attempts to arrange dinner, our belated first date finally took place, and we've never looked back. All I can say is I'm a lucky man Tamar didn't change her mind.
You are indeed.
Tamar, you have an incredible ability to walk through life and smash through any obstacle as if it's not there. What is so endearing about you is that despite your obvious brilliance, you don't always have the self-confidence to match. But having spent 2 years isolating with you, I can assure you that you are truly brilliant in all walks of life. Even when it came to getting a new job, you were so kind and thoughtful towards me. Whilst it took me nearly 18 months of interviewing and soul-searching to get a new job, you waited until I'd achieved my goal so as to not embarrass me. Once I'd signed on the dotted line, you woke up the next day, sent a cold LinkedIn message to the CTO of Matches. A few chats later, you had a new job. Simple as that. Lockdown was a challenge. Those first few months really could have been make or break. Imprisoned together for the best part of 2 years, would your OCD triumph over my laissez-faire attitude? How would you cope with that 4 different social arrangements a day? How would I cope with my new list of chores? Did we have enough family-sized bags of chocolate to survive? However, our isolation brought us closer together, and I could see my future right in front of me. From late night walks to close your Apple Watch rings, to watching every Mission Impossible movie, and puzzling until we could puzzle no more, I knew then I wanted nothing more than to spend the rest of our lives together. I've decided to start, as I mean to go on, and disobey my wife on our first day of marriage, and tell you all how beautiful Tamar looks tonight. As per Rule 3, I wasn't strictly allowed to guess how she would look, but it was a foregone conclusion that she would light up the room with her smile and radiant natural beauty, and Tamar Linden, under the flipper, truly took my breath away. I love everything about you and can honestly say you are the missing part to my 2-piece jigsaw. You truly do complete me, and I cannot wait for us to sail through the oceans of life together. Please keep standing and raise your glass. my new wife, Tamar, Linden. And ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for your groom, make some noise!